Oh no, we're not
It's
muted.
not with your mom at the house.
I'm just kidding. Well,
Oh,
we're live now. What's up, everybody?
round 2, we back.
I know. I felt like we never left. Oh wait.
Yeah, we're back, just like the motherfucking boys.
God, I'm so glad to talk about a good show this week.
Man,
No. This is why we did this one second.
can we start? Can we start a petition where the writers of the boys write some Star Wars property?
I'm not kidding. Like I think I told Dave. I said I would give like my left.
You would lick?
I would give my left nut.
He would lick somebody's left nut.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I think I did. I said I think I'd even give some guy a blowjob.
Yeah, you did.
Whoever it is.
I think I want to quote. You said something to the effect of, "I would take a shot in the mouth for the writers of the boys, the writers of the boys to do something Star Wars related."
I just said to give full autonomy to either Amazon or HBO to handle one Star Wars series.
Yeah, as I was gonna say, it's got to be on the right platform too. It can't be on Disney.
Correct. Not Disney. Not Netflix,
Well, hey.
but on Amazon or HBO.
Well, look, let's not sully the good name of the boys here by talking about it in the same vein as Star Wars, because Star Wars would just bring it down. Dude, this show just keeps getting better.
It's so
I don't understand.
It is a revelation.
Can they just
Somebody can write good stuff.
Can they just like not stop filming this show and just make 10 seasons of it, right?
We just get it like a soap opera. This shit just comes on every day.
Every day, or look, every week. People got to see their families. I'm cool with that.
We can't do a podcast every day.
Yeah. So once a week, like a regular job. They just do the boys, and that's it. Like wrestling.
Yeah.
Story.
So
That'd be
All
fantastic.
right. Well, let's get into this.
I can't wait.
Hello, and welcome to Three Guys and Mike Presents The Boys, new original series
I'm not done yet.
on Amazon. I'm your co-host, the Human Dart, along with...
Jesus Christ.
David Disaster. That's right. All right, we ready?
I'm waiting on you, man.
Waiting on you, motherfucker.
Oh, I was waiting on Jason to do his intro. Hello, and welcome to Three Guys and a Mic presents The Boys, Season 3, presented by Amazon. I'm your co-host, the Human Dart, along with...
Jason Tsunami.
And David Disaster.
We're back.
God.
I'm back.
Oh,
Yes.
I really did miss not being able to do the boys with you guys last week.
yeah.
Look, I'm not sure how I feel about that phrasing, but I appreciate the sentiment.
It's worded.
It's worded.
It's worded bad.
Yeah, it's worded bad, but I appreciate it. It's I almost enjoy the boys so much. Like, I'm at the point, and I was like this with Game of Thrones as well, where like I'm not even worried about like whether or not the episodes are going to be good or not. Like, I'm not even a little bit concerned.
You just know.
I just know they're going to be great. And like even this week's episode, which was like, I guess a slower pace, not as much like action packed necessarily. Had a lot of story, and it was very fleshed out a lot of things. And I feel like the best shows are the types of shows that like a lot's happening, but you still have no idea where it's going. But you still understand everything, and you're kind of along for the ride.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at with the boys here.
I listened to you guys talk last week, and I would, like I said, I agree with what Dave says. That the episodes continuously get better. This is quickly climbing the ranks of best television show that I've watched. It's super solid, and even in this episode, which, like we just said, I think I told Dave whenever we talked, I said this was the best worst episode of The Boys, because this was more like this was like a brief pause. It set up some pieces that are gonna go like haywire over the next couple episodes.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of good TV shows, they have to have that one episode that is like, I got to do the info dump.
Yeah,
I got to get everything set up here, so that way when we revisit these storylines in the next few episodes, everything was done here, so we don't have to redo it there.
I agree.
And this was still done like really, really well.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
Fossil. I'm sorry, Dave. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say we'll get into it, I guess, when we get on to favorite scenes. But like, yeah, like there's still some really, really good stuff that's happened here.
Yeah. Hey, Fossil. So before we get into the recap, I just really I don't think it's fair if we go to the recap without doing this first. I want you to walk us through your experience with the dick explosion from the first episode of this season, because I just don't think it's fair. You produced Life, okay? That was a good reason to miss the pod last week, and I don't want you to miss your opportunity to talk about that. So I want to live in this world through your eyes here, Fossil. So start me off. Give me the real descriptive experience you had watching this little guy enter this other guy's penis and then grow to full size.
Okay, so I'm watching the show, and you get introduced to Termite. He's fucking like I don't know, Barbie doll or whatever in a Barbie house or whatever it was, Legos, whatever it was. You're just like, whatever. Some of these soups are just way out there. Anyway, he pops up and he's got his boyfriend there, and it's a party. Everybody's getting high and everybody's doing coke, and they kind of go back to this back room, and he's like, I can't wait to feel you inside me, and I'm just like, we're about to have some butt sex here, and then he shrinks, and I'm just like,
oh, he's like he's gonna go in his butt,
dude. Yeah, I'm like, why would you go in his butt? But then he doesn't turn around, and I'm like, so what are we doing here? And then it does this close up of the dickhead. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here? And he just like, just jumps right up in there, and I'm just like, wow, I. In the first, so at first I'm like, I can't believe what I'm seeing. And then secondly, I'm thinking, has anybody ever even made anything like this on screen? Like, am I watching something for like the very first time that's never been filmed?
Yes.
And
I would have to say yes.
He's walking around in this guy's urethra, and he's just like feeling the sidewalls, and I'm just like, if this dude blows his load and he just comes flying out, like, and he's just covered, and I'm just like, and I'm preparing myself for that.
And then
that's disgusting enough.
The guy's like, all right, head to the prostate.
He's like, I'm just like, I'm just trying to get myself ready for what I thought was going to happen. And then you see him kind of like hold his nose, and I'm like, something happening? And you're just like, in this brief moment, you're like, what the fuck is about to happen? Because you know something is about to happen. And then he sneezes, and he fucking just opens this dude up in half. And the part of the body that hits the bed is instantly dead.
Yeah.
Like his guts and intestines and his heart and just everything that's in the upper body cavity is just kind of falling out onto the floor. And this guy is just covered head to toe in blood. And I'm just like, wow. I can't. And then you're like, to your point, like you guys brought it up, you nailed it. Like, Ant-Man is really missing a million opportunities here. Yeah. He could have, like I said, he could have killed Thanos in like half a second.
Who's the guy who runs Marvel? Is it Kevin Feige?
Yes.
Do you think he's watching that thinking, we missed it?
I remember there was I thought there was like an internet thing going around at that time where like Ant-Man could just crawl in Thanos' butt. I don't think it was like Anos. I don't think it was Ant-Man was gonna like go in Thanos' dick hole, but it was. I know it was definitely brought up that Ant-Man should go into Thanos' butt and expand.
You know who needs to get hooked up? Termite and Love Sausage.
No.
Dude, that's
true. He could probably live fully in there.
Dude, like it's like a fucking like that's it's like the tunnel system. Like he'd die in there, dude. Like
run out of oxygen.
It'd be so much darkness. Like he'd go around a corner. There's no light.
Right.
All right, Fossil. Hey, I'm glad we got the opportunity for you to share your experience with that. I think that was important. Let's hit this recap for episode 5 here.
All right, episode 5, season 3. Holy shit, where to start? All right, Kimiko finally makes it to the hospital where it appears she has, as of now, lost her powers and appears happy about it. Unfortunately, Nina arrives and kind of puts Frenchie in a tough spot, assigns him a hit job due to the damage caused by the boys in Russia. Back on the butcher front, Maeve swings by to drop off some Temp V, get her drink on, and then proceeds to fuck the shit out of Butcher. A-Train finally gets the public apology to the local community by Blue Hawk that goes spectacularly bad. But business picks up as the prodigal son returns. Soldier Boy is back in the U.S. Promptly blows up part of a building. The boys set a trap knowing that Soldier Boy is on his way to probably kill the Countess. But in an interesting development, Butcher drugs MM and makes a deal with Soldier Boy to help him and Huey take down Homelander. And the heartbreaking for Soldier Boy is that he finds out that the Countess sold him out to the Russians for basically nothing. She and the rest of the unit hated his guts.
Yep. Dude, just I don't know. Like I know we've all said a couple times here that like this wasn't like the strongest episode of The Boys ever, but I'm still just like I'm sitting here looking at my issues section here on my notes. I got nothing.
No.
I got nothing. It's the best show on TV. Look, we're rewatching Game of Thrones right now, and I am reliving just how fucking good this show is. And I'm dreading getting to the end of getting to that last season. But, like, I'm not prepared to say this is the best show I've seen yet because Game of Thrones is still doing some good work for me. But, dude, it's in the top 10.
I'd say it's in the top 5.
Yeah, I would put it in my top 5 as well.
I mean, it's got to be like, Breaking Bad, Sons of Anarchy, 24, Game of Thrones. I don't know. I mean, whatever the list is. But, fuck, man. This shit just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
There's even in an episode like this where they take a pause, they set up some storylines, they give you some filler, they get some character development. It's all solid gold.
Oh yeah. I love this show. If you were just here to find out, man, is Game of Thrones is The Boys a good show? Yeah, it's a good show. Go watch it. Yeah. That's it. Review's done. Yeah. This is it's a single digit on the shitometer.
For you.
Go watch the show. Yeah, great episode.
Dave, what's your give me your first favorite scene here?
So, I mean, I don't want to talk about just like the the brutality stuff, and I don't want to steal what I know is y'all's. But I really like the Kimiko Frenchie stuff. I'll talk about that because I know that's going to be different than y'all's.
The musical part of it?
Well, that was actually good, but
I had that as one of my scenes as well. I thought that was awesome.
Dude, like Kimiko, I really like her storyline. I think Jason and I are going to disagree on where this is headed with her and Frenchie, but I really like the development of Kimiko. Like, she's very, like, dude, I want the best for her character, and like, part of me almost doesn't want her to get her powers back, like, because she's happy, right? Like, she just wants a normal life that she's never really had, or it's been a long time since she's had, and you just know in these types of shows that she's not going to get what she wants. Right, like one way or the other. So
you think her powers are going to come back?
Well, we'll get into that in predictions, but
okay. Fair enough.
But I think she's going to be put into a position where she's going to have her powers, and yeah. So, like I said, I like everything that Kimiko has been doing this season. Her and Frenchie, very interesting stuff. So I like their relationship.
Yeah, I would agree. I think Kimiko has been the heart of the show. She is the one, the dramatic character that you feel the most sympathy for.
Yes.
It used to be Huey, and now it's Kimiko.
Yes.
Yeah. Fossil, before we talk about that one scene, let me jump ahead of you here real quick. I just want to talk about the Homelander. Shit, where'd it go? Hold on. The Homelander board meeting scene.
I had that as one. You stole it from me, bitch.
Oh, dude, so funny. Whenever the girl's like, so, I've noticed a drop in your whatever. What do you plan to do about that? And Homelander just turns to her and looks at her. Yeah. And, I feel the same way Homelander feels. I'm like, what the fuck is this bitch talking about? And he's looking at her, he's like, what, you think you're better than me? Dude, he hits her with that shit. I was just like, oh, dude, she's about to get nuked.
I thought she was going to get laser beamed right there at the board meeting.
So did I. Because everybody else was kissing his ass.
Dude,
I thought he was going to hit the button and the chair was going to fall back and she was going to fall into some pit.
Mustafa style.
Dude. He goes, I'm still in here and you can actually release the door.
It hurt. It hurt.
Dude.
You shot me.
Yeah, you shot me right in the arm. Dude, we could just...
I'm not dead.
Stop. We could redo that whole scene. Dude, I think Ashley saved that woman's life by just basically firing her and getting her out of there right then and there. I think you should go pack up your desk.
Yeah.
And she's like, thank you. Dude, I guarantee you, she was playing that oh, thank you for saving my life. Let me get the fuck out of here before I die.
But then we see the results of that meeting show up on Homelander later on, because now he's no longer thinking about going out and getting bad guys. He's thinking about damage control. So he's actually, it's interesting to see him
make that turn.
Because he's kind of he's not really the guy who's running VOT, but he really is the guy who's running VOT. And so now you kind of see him have to, do the political side of things and not just go fucking kill people.
Yeah, dude. Obviously, I think they're alluding to that kind of blowing up, right? I don't think that he's not going to be able to keep this up for long. He literally, the woman, realistically, that woman asked him a very reasonable question, right? If this was a real board meeting, that would be a totally reasonable question. That if that's already pushing him to want to murder her, it's only going to get worse, right? Jason, go for it.
Yeah. Well, me and Josh are going to share this next one, but it is A-Train finally gets what he wants, and he gets this arrangement set up, get a public apology, as far as the community work, air quotes, Blue Hawk.
Blue Hawk, yep. Who is
much a
racist. He's a racist superhero.
Yes. So he gets up. So he decides he's going to go to this local community center and get in front of a group of people, and he's going to apologize. And I'm like, okay. And as soon as he reaches into his jacket and pulls out the piece of paper, I'm like, oh no.
And it's folded over 3 times.
Yeah, this is not going to go good. And then he's not even speaking with inflection. when he's reading this paper. He's just like, "Oh, okay. Hey, thank you for having me here tonight. We're here to talk about da da da." I was just like, "Oh shit, this is going to be super bad."
Yeah. Oh, I apologize. It's just, I mean, I think it's fantastic the way this plays out in front of A-Train. I don't even know if A-Train picks up on this or realizes it, or if we get this epiphany later. It's almost, and I don't think it's verbatim. It's almost the exact same apology A-Train gives Huey for disintegrating his girlfriend.
Yeah. Like a non-apology, basically.
Yeah. And then this just falls to shit. Real things are said, and then Blue Hawk basically starts throwing people across the room. And
he just starts destroying people. They're like, what about this guy? Well, he was a fucking criminal.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like,
why was he being so fucking hostile?
Yeah.
God. And then obviously, like, A-Train's, was that his brother?
Brother.
Yeah.
That's his brother who ends up, we find out he's crippled.
Yeah. And, dude, I brought this up to Jason, and I agree with you, Jason. Like, it's too late for an A-Train face turn, at least, like, completely, like, like a redemption story. Because, I mean, they've had opportunities for A-Train to do that, but maybe, look, maybe this finally at least wakes A-Train up to, like, maybe I can try to be a good person.
Hey, look, I don't want to jump too far ahead into this, okay? But fuck A-Train.
I mean, I agree. That's why I said. I mean,
he ruined my prediction.
No, we're getting there. We'll get there.
Yeah. Do we have Dave? Do you have another scene?
I mean, no. You kind of all stole it. I mean, a lot of my scenes, my other scenes, kind of involve deaths. I do want to have like a small shout out to the legend. That dude's stories are so good.
Paul Reiser, by the way, did you notice that Paul Reiser?
Yes. Yeah. He's also been a character in Stranger Things. Oddly enough, I'm watching that also right now, and he's in that show.
Nobody cares.
So, actually, a lot of people care. That's like the number one show on Netflix. Don't be a stupid idiot.
Cool story, bro. So was Squid Game.
And Squid Game was very good.
Way better than Stranger Things.
He says the guy who's never seen it. Let's move on. Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about best death. Dave, you said you had some scenes for that.
Well, I mean, clearly
there's one clear winner.
Yeah, I think the best death is Crimson Countess.
Yeah.
I mean,
dude, she gets fucking nuked in her little trailer there.
Yeah, she just gets
she just turns into a bag of mush. Yeah.
Like you could still see her face a little bit, or like her skull. And she's stuck to that chair.
Much left for her. I don't know what this power that he is shooting,
because
she obviously is not immune to it.
We don't see him use that power in the flashback sequence.
Right.
So like
in the flashback sequence, he very much is like the Captain America.
Yeah. So like this has to be a power that they gave him,
or mutated.
Yeah.
Maybe.
In Russia, presumably. But I would hope that we would find that out. Now this isn't a death. Well, it is, but the opening scene where we get them testing on Soldier Boy, and they're like have his mouth open and they're like shooting him point blank with like an assault rifle, and then they're like, okay, let's try his cornea and see if his cornea is also strong, and they're like stabbing it, and then he like takes the thing away and like stabs the dude in the neck.
I thought he got Roadhouse there.
No.
Did the guy get his neck ripped out?
No.
Nah, he had a thing sticking out of it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure. We'll talk about it in predictions with how I think Soldier Boy is going to play out. But yeah, I mean those are my deaths that I'll go with this week.
Yeah. I say the only answer is Crimson Countess for sure. What about favorite characters this week?
I'll let y'all go.
There's one clear winner, and his name rhymes with Schmomschmander. All right, Homelander continues to be the fucking MVP of this show. He's so good. Just the look of contempt he has on his face when that girl asks him that question in the board meeting, and he's just literally like, "What? You fucking think you're better than me?" Fuck, man, that's so funny to me. And then just how he kind of changes throughout the episode. It's Homelander for sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I agree. I agree that it's Homelander, but I would say that Butcher would be like right behind him.
Yeah.
Even though Butcher didn't have like the over the top episode, I felt you got a lot of like character building for Butcher because
it was a pretty big episode for Butcher. He drugged MM and he banged Queen Maeve.
Yeah, but at the same time, he says a few things in all of these conversations along the path of this episode. Like, he doesn't overly enjoy being who he is. He does the things that he does because he needs to. And he surrounds himself with enough people to keep him from like truly going over the edge. And look, that's part of the, I think the appeal to Butcher is that he knows he's fucked up. He knows that he has limits and he needs help. And the way he gets help is a little unconventional. He just surrounds himself with people who can help him without him just kind of like crying out for help. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think. Go ahead, Dan.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, yeah, I do agree that Homelander is the MVP, and I also agree that that Butcher is number 2. I think I'm gonna move Huey to like number 3. I was
gonna give Huey some honorable mention. He has a good episode.
Yeah, he does have a good episode, and I think it's hard not to predict that his relationship with Starlight is. I don't know that it's gonna be able to last. Right? Like, I just don't think it lasts personally.
It was cool, like seeing his special power slowed down a little bit, where you got to like see it happen. Because last time it just happened so fast.
Yeah.
So that was kind of neat.
I mean, he needs somebody to make.
He's got to figure out a costume or something.
I was gonna say somebody needs to make him a suit that like somehow stays with him when he night crawlers.
It makes it's a point I was thinking of earlier. Is this show does a lot of stuff that's really funny, but it also zags a lot. A lot of shows like this that are like heavily rated R, gory, they would have already had like tons of naked girls. I can't think of one naked girl in the show that I can remember, and definitely not this season. Like, there's been naked girls, but nobody's actually shown anything. But there's been plenty of dick and ass in this show. So I almost want it's obviously purposeful at this point that they're like, look, we're gonna instead of like Game of Thrones being super, female naked driven, we're gonna go the other direction.
Yeah, I mean, we literally got a dickhead that took up the entire screen.
Yeah, that is a 65-inch TV, and this is like, wow, it's like right here.
Yeah.
What about least favorite characters? Hey, I've already shared mine. Fucking A-Train. What a piece of shit, man. Like, dude, you had the opportunity to fucking, like, try to get back at Homelander, and you just try to get back on his good side, and it's not going to work. It's a waste of time. And we're eventually going to get this face turn that's going to be done really well, I'm sure. There's no reason to think it's not, but look, he just burned me on my prediction. I am never, ever, ever going to root for A-Train again.
Yeah.
I'm out.
I will say Starlight did get him with the good line with the why do you care so much for the approval of somebody who hates you? And she might as well just slapped him right across the face with like a cast iron skillet.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with, and like this, I feel like this is like a Jason pick. But I'm gonna go with Ashley, the CEO of Vought.
Yeah.
Because
she had a chance, man.
Yes, because she's a bitch. she to Jason's point, she like Starlight's like, look, I know you're scared, and you see a moment where she's like, I don't have powers, whatever, and then she just she's basically like, no, actually,
I am the CEO. If you're gonna come in here, you better fucking knock.
Yeah, have an appointment. Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
like
she's putting all of her chips on the Homelander, the Homelander color.
Oh yeah, I mean she's gonna die. Like, I mean
her death is going to be two things: horrific and absolutely enjoyable.
And I feel like it's also going to be very abrupt. Like she's like suddenly Homelander's going to say, "Ashley, you can leave now," and like the only exit is going to be like off the building,
an open window.
Yeah, and he's just going to be like, I can't. Oh, Ashley, come on, I have to do everything, and then he just fucking yoinks her out the building. Yeah, so. Yeah, I mean I pick Ashley in light of not really having a least favorite, honestly.
Oh yeah, Ashley is a real piece of shit. I'll say that much. It's hard, dude. This is again a testament to how good the show is. I don't have an overwhelmingly least favorite. Like A-Train, a piece of shit.
Yep.
Ashley, again. Piece of shit. So I'm just going to go with the person who was the biggest piece of shit in this show for this episode, and that's going to be Blue Hawk.
Yeah.
I could easily have picked
all
him.
The obvious reasons. Like, again, I mean, the guy, and then
Black Lives Matter, Soup Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Oh my!
And he just lays into it. Like he just lays into all of the things that should never be said. He just just lays into it.
God, that was so funny. All right, issues none.
I don't have any.
No, not really.
All right,
nothing I can think of.
Predictions.
Where to start? Okay, so I'll say.
Look, I'll take Dave's prediction of Ashley getting thrown out a window. And I predicted that'll be A-Train's heel turn or face turn. He'll run all the way downstairs and catch her.
And have his heart explode while he catches her?
Oh, I hope he dies. Yeah. But still.
Okay, so I think we've gotten to a point now where there is no out. The boys, if you're in the boys, it's like the mafia. Like, there's no leaving the mafia. So, Kimiko and Frenchie. One of them has to die.
I think it's Frenchie.
I think it's Kimiko.
I don't see a way, unless something drastic happens, that they both re-up. Like, I just feel like one of them has to die in order to maintain that the other one stays with the boys. And I think it's Kimiko.
It's
Dave says it's Frenchie.
Yeah, I'm used to being outvoted on our brackets, so I will continue to play that role of picking the correct option and being overruled by morons. So I'm gonna say Frenchie dies because I'm just going with what is the most tragic scenario, right? And they're building up this moment for this. They're building up Kimiko as if she has this opportunity, right, to live a normal life, and then Frenchie gets captured at the end of this episode by Nina, right? And so I believe that Kimiko is going to learn of this and realize the only way she can save Frenchie is she needs her powers, and so she's going to either take Temp V or whatever, and she's going to get her powers back and use that to save Frenchie. Now, it's very possible that in that rescue mission, the Temp V wears off and she dies, right? Saving Frenchie. And I could easily see that happening, but I'm going to say that the rescue goes south, Frenchie dies, and Kimiko goes absolutely ballistic on Nina and everyone there.
Look, I don't have any problem with what you're saying. The issue with what you're saying is every single bit of it works the opposite as well.
Oh, no, I agree.
And so, and for me, and I think you and me have talked about this, and the reason I go Kimiko dying is because Frenchie dies. That doesn't give a strong enough reason for Kimiko to stay with the boys.
That's probably fair.
Whereas if the roles are reversed and Kimiko dies, Frenchie's got no place to go. He falls back in line with the only, I guess, family that he has, which is the boys.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Kimiko die, but I feel like they've set this whole thing up where we all feel Kimiko. She's lost her powers and she's happy. She's about to have a normal life that she's never had, and they've set this up with the kids who watched the Homelander guy that was dressed up like Homelander get blown up in front of their eyes, and we've had all of this kind of reaching to this point, and we're cheering for Kimiko, which is the perfect opportunity to kill her.
Yeah.
What do you think, Josh?
I agree. I think Kimiko, I mean, out of the two, I think she would be the one that would be the obvious choice to die. Yeah. Because I think that would mean more. I think she's a higher ranked character in the show than Frenchie is for me.
I agree.
Love Frenchie, but I have an actual connection with Kimiko.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I have a longer term prediction real quick, and Josh, I promise I'll try to be brief. So I predict Soldier Boy is going to flip on the boys. I think he's going to meet home there. I think ultimately where this season is going to end, they're going to get to Vought Tower. They're going to have a face off with Homelander. Everybody's going to be pumped with Temp V or whatever.
Wait. It's going to be like when Thor goes out into the arena and the Hulk comes out and he's like, "Hey,
yes."
Yeah.
So I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be like that. I think it's going to be more of a conversation, okay? And ultimately, Homelander is going to, because they've already shown that Soldier Boy, I feel like he hates the normal people, right? Because they tortured him forever and all that. So I think he flips on the boys. They barely escape, maybe due to a face turn of A-Train, who runs them out of there and dies or whatever, runs interference. I think at some point in that climb up Vought Tower, they find Permanent V, and our boy Huey can't help himself, and he pockets a vial. Okay? Things go south. The boys have to flee. Maybe a main character dies. Maybe it's, I don't know. Pick your person.
Queen Maeve.
Yeah, Queen Maeve for sure.
Candidate.
And where this episode, the season ends, is things are desperate, dire. Things couldn't have gone worse. Soldier Boy has aligned himself with Homelander. Now things are fucking super bad. And Huey is staring at the Permanent V. Pulls gets a needle, shoots it up, and then he starts bubbling the girl's daughter, and then the screen goes black, and Huey's a permanent soup.
I'd sign up for that.
I don't mind that. I hope we don't get the Homelander Soldier Boy team up, because one thing, and we really have not gotten is an actual soup versus soup knockdown drag out fight. We haven't had one of those yet. We had the team up versus Stormfront, but that ended up kind of being a short fight. I'm curious.
But you want an Invincible style fight?
Yeah.
So,
or in the blank Superman fight.
In my prediction, they can fight, but I'm just saying, they can fight, and Maeve will be there,
While
and
they're
whatever.
fighting, they're having this conversation.
While they're fighting, I think Homelander is like, look, what are we doing?
Kind of like Obi-Wan and Vader are going to do at the end.
No.
They come to an agreement.
But like Homelander's gonna be like, look, what are we doing? Why are we fighting each other? We're
From
not
the same cloth.
we're not the problem.
Yes.
And then through conversation, Homeland or Soldier Boy's gonna blast Queen Maeve and wreck her shit. And that's when the fight turns.
She's not there, Dave, so that can't
Oh, that's true. She's already captured. Well,
yeah.
there you go. Josh brought her up, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's great. That's a great idea." But then, I forgot that she was captured.
Rehab.
I mean, she can still get out. She's a fucking soup.
Look, there are 3 more episodes left. So, to Josh's point, she could. They could.
Is that all?
Yeah, it's only 8 episodes per season.
I thought
it was 10.
8. It's 8 per season.
Fuck.
Damn it.
Luckily, that lines up with the goddamn Game of Thrones pod, but that sucks.
Yeah, I mean, we did this on purpose. So.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
We told them when to release the shows, so I mean.
But either way, I think some variation of that is my prediction. That's like episode 8.
Yeah.
So, in this Frenchie Kimiko situation, do we think? I assume that Nina has to die. Like relatively soon.
She should die by the end of this season. I agree.
Yeah, I would assume.
That can't linger on.
You have to.
No matter what happens.
You have to close the loop on this Russia thing.
Correct.
And then we have to learn what BCL Red is. Like, that has to happen as well. Like,
okay, so
what is that, and what does that mean?
And since Newman was not in this episode, do we have any speculation as to why she gave her daughter V?
To
protect her.
Yeah, I think that's all it was.
Protect her from what?
Just
Homelander?
as a precaution.
From all the shit maybe Stan Egger's going to throw at him.
Because it's a dangerous world.
The reason I bring it up is because of all of the soups that we've come across, she is the only one that's living a semi-normal life. She's not out there like promoting herself. She's not out there showing that she is a soup. She's hiding it. I'm curious as to her story as it relates to her daughter, as to why she would think that pumping her full of V was the only option.
Hey man, when you're in that soup world, what else are you gonna do?
I can get behind some of that. Like I'm curious, maybe the daughter has some kind of disease or something, underlying health condition. Or
I don't know. I think it's too timely for that. I mean, if she had this health condition, it would probably already been there, right? Like,
agree.
I think this lines up with her throwing Stan Edgar under the bus. So it's something to do with her own protection with this whole ordeal, in my opinion.
I wonder if she had ever approached the situation to Edgar, like, I want my daughter to be a soup, and he was like, yeah, that's not going to happen. And so, like I said, I'm just curious, like, how we got to that situation with her. The
show does a good job of explaining these things, so I'm sure it'll come up.
I hope it does. I'm just curious as to her thought process.
Yeah.
Any other predictions out there?
Nope. Not
so.
specifically.
All right. Well, look, unlike Obi-Wan, I'm looking forward to the next episode of this. Dude, this show it's so good. So I'm excited. I'm excited for this show to come on.
I can't wait.
If you prescribe to just the star ratings, don't even take into account the star ratings for this show on Amazon, because
I know it's interesting. 3.5 stars. What a piece of shit.
It's absolutely a 5-star show.
Yes, it's Amazon's best show by a mile.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, hey, hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Come back next week. We'll have the season finale of Obi-Wan, and we'll have episode 6 of The Boys. So, in the meantime, live long and prosper.
Take it easy, everybody.
Later.
See ya.